In this video, we're looking at percentages, fractions, and decimals. So the first thing we're looking at is converting a percentage to a fraction. So to do this, you write the percentage with a denominator of 100, and then if you can, you simplify it there. So to begin with, we have 3%. We want to write it as a fraction. So our 3%, we rewrite it as, I'll put an equal sign instead, 3 over 100. You check if you can simplify it. In this case, we can't, so that's it. Alright, and we move on to the next one. Convert 45% to a fraction. So the same thing, 45% is going to equal 45 over 100. We then need to try to simplify it, because in this case we can. There is a common number that goes into both 45 and 100, and that's 5, sorry. So we're going to divide by 5, and what we get is 9 over 20. Alright, so again with a percentage to a fraction, you just put it over 100. Now, when you convert in a percentage to a decimal, we just divide the percentage by 100. So in this case, we have to convert 39% to a decimal. So 39%. Now, remember when we're dividing by hundreds, there is a trick to it. So let's say we have 39 here. When you're dividing by 100, the decimal place moves to the left 2 spots. So 1, 2. So our new point will be there. So if I write it over here, it'll be 0.39. Okay, so we're just dividing by 100, which means that decimal point moves forward 2 positions. So here we have another one, 16.9. So 16.9%. If I write over here, our 16.9, we're saying that that decimal place moves forward 2 positions. So 1, 2. So we end up with 0.169. Alright, so when we're going from percentage to a decimal, you divide it by 100, and the trick is move the decimal place forward 2 positions. The next one we're looking at is multiply the fraction, converting a fraction to a decimal, a fraction or a decimal to a percentage, and all you do here is you multiply them by 100. So to begin with, we want to convert 3/4 to a percentage. So to do that, we're multiplying it by 100. 3 over 4 times 100. And that ends up being 75%. Easy, just put it in your calculator, get the answer. Here we have a decimal to a percentage, so you could use a calculator again. But the trick here is that your decimal place, unlike when you're dividing, when you're multiplying, the decimal point moves to the right 2 positions. So over here we have 0.23. That decimal point moves 1, 2. So our answer times 100 is going to be 23%. Alright, so to recap what we've covered, because we did a little bit here, when you're converting a percentage to a fraction, you just put it over 100, so the denominator becomes 100, and simplify it if you can. If you're converting a percentage to a decimal, we're dividing that percentage by 100, and remember that the decimal point moves to the left 2 positions. When you're converting a fraction to a percentage, you just multiply it by 100. You can just put it straight in the calculator, it's easy. If you're converting a decimal to a percentage, you can use the quick way, and the decimal place moves to the right 2 positions.